Hey, it's been a while. I haven't posted any videos. I'm busy learning, doing stuff, just everyday life. But what I wanted to do is put together what am I even saying? What I wanted to do is put together a video of lifting people up, making you feel happy, making you feel content, cutting fear, just feeling good about yourself and the world that we live in. I know there's a whole lot going on, and I think it'd be a really great thing to anchor in maybe some really positive beliefs when things are going um, downhill and so forth. So I'm going to I'll show you right now. The anchor we'll be using is right here. It's simply be grabbing our wrist where these two little holes are on the sides of your wrist, here and here, and we're going to put in an anchor so that anytime you're feeling down or whatever, you can grab that anchor and it will automatically put you back into a more positive, uplifted, happy state. So get ready. I'm going to use Ericksonian type induction. I like direct hypnosis better, but it's a lot harder to do it, not face to face with somebody, especially when you have to calibrate the person. And by calibration, what I mean is seeing different things change within their body, their breathing pattern, maybe the flickering of the eyes, watch their facial muscles and tone, or twitches of their body, fingers and so forth. Different things that will happen to give me an indication that they're dropping into different states, a deeper trance state. When you want to work with people, you want to get the best change, you want to work in a somnambulistic state, which is it's a very, very deep state. And I can kind of explain it, not that this is exactly what it is, but I'll try to explain how I see a somnambulistic state. And it's basically going to kind of be like the state that you're in when you first wake up. And you've been awake for just a little bit, but you're still in that not quite awake state. Same with going to sleep at night. That's the reason it's so important for when you first go to sleep or when you're going to sleep to put positive things in your mind. And when you first wake up, to put positive things in your mind, because your mind is wide open for suggestion. If you wake up and you're hateful and you're angry and you're mad and so forth, and same with going to bed, you're putting that in your mind. You're programming your mind to feel lousy. So we're going to change that. And I'm going to use this simple induction that I think I can use online. And just make everybody feel good. Let's do that. All right, let's get going. Okay, the first thing I'm going to need you to do is find a comfortable place to sit down. I honestly prefer you not lay down because some people may go deep and fall asleep. You want your conscious mind to still be somewhat awake. You'll hear every word that I say. You may not remember it when you come back, but the thing is that this is hypnosis. And with hypnosis, all hypnosis is basically it's self-hypnosis. You allow yourself to drop into a heightened state of awareness to where you can take on suggestions, be it positive or negative. The news media does it all the time. Politicians do it all the time. And how they do that, politicians are really good about, if you listen to them, confusion. They'll say a big bunch of stuff that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, and then they'll say something that will ground you, and it will stick into your subconscious, such as, oh, America's great, and we were the best at this and best at that, and just recently things have flipped where we're looking on the inside out, and it just makes no sense how America is no longer great. and we've got all these people that's trying to attack us and kill us. There's always an enemy that we have to stand up and fight. But with all that going on, and you can be up brushing your teeth in the morning and just have this stuff on your mind, just ready for a good day. And you've got somebody that you're going to have to worry about. But no matter what, I am here to protect you. I will protect you and keep you safe. And what just happened is a whole big bunch of gibberish, and then it overloads the conscious mind because the conscious mind can only take about, they say, the magic number is 7, give or take 2 pieces of information at a time. So anywhere from 5 to 9 maximum pieces of information, especially when they get into your imagination or make you look inward, go inside. Immediately your mind will start to drift, and then they come out with something solid and say, despite all this, I'm the one that's going to save you, and I'm the only one that can do it, and all this. Your mind grasps onto that because of the fact that it's so confused, because we went over past that magic number 7 of what's going on in the conscious, and it can't handle it, so it just turns it over to the subconscious. And once they've got into your subconscious, they put something in there that is solid, that makes, well, that can make sense, whether it be true or not. It's something solid that your mind will grasp and hold on to. So anyway, besides that, um, what I want to use is a Dave Elman induction. Or actually, no, not Dave Elman. Dave Elman induction is a fantastic induction. I think it's my go-to. I really love the Elman induction. But no, maybe the Godfather and probably the greatest hypnotist that ever lived, Erickson. Milton Erickson has an induction that's called Introduction to Trance, into Trance. And all it is just simply using different word patterns, using different mindscapes to get into your mind to get you relaxed, and then take you into an altered state where at that point you can use it for many things. Hypnosis, you can use a metaphor, and the metaphor will make sense to the subconscious to make changes. He was great for doing that. He'd go in and just sit and talk to people, and they'd come out like he didn't do anything, and then whatever problem they had just disappeared. It was gone because the subconscious understood it. Same with direct suggestion, saying exactly what you want to do in a positive manner. The mind doesn't like negative, such as the word but. Say the word but, it negates every single thing you said before that. And what the subconscious hears is what's after that, such as, I am the greatest baseball player in the history of the world, but there's another guy that come along and he's looking really, really good, and never know, maybe he could beat me. Your mind completely says, oh, there's a new guy and he's going to beat you. He's going to beat your record. He's better than you are, because it negates every single thing you said before that. And it doesn't even hear that. The mind's, you learn a lot with hypnosis. I do take, I am certified, accredited hypnotist, but I'll be honest with you, a lot of the courses that, at least what I have taken, they're not all that. I mean, I've learned some stuff, but where I've learned the most is Mendel Hypnosis Academy, and I'm still a member of it. I'll probably always be a member of it because they never stop learning. Mike Mendel has 60 years of experience. He's one of the world's greatest. Um, and just in the first module out of 25 modules you'll have to do even before you even get to take your test, each module has got like, you know, 5, 10, 15 different things within each one. And you're tested after every single one. And the test I thought would be, oh, it's not big a deal. It's multiple choice. And it's, oh, they're so tricky. These guys know what they're doing. Their quizzes and stuff are a whole lot of trick questions. So you really have to pay attention and understand what you're learning. Because when it comes to even just a 10-question quiz, you you know, the minimum you can get is an 80, and after that you fail with anything in their course. And me, I'm a perfectionist. I want straight A's all the time. And I've gotten quite a few B's, and I didn't like that. Anyway, backing up to where we were at, we're going to go in and do this induction because I can't do it online. I don't want to sit and talk you to death. Just to embed some good positive thinking, feel good stuff that's going on within your mind, especially with the world the way it is crazy right now. And I won't say the word because YouTube's crazy, but the WAR, you know, it's everything with America. If you happen to be in America, it's just crazy right now. And, you know, sometimes people deal with it and cope with it differently. And if you have to be out in public, which, you know, I DoorDash all the time. So I am definitely out in the public with people. Um, but normally I'm in a pretty good state. It's because I do exactly what we're getting ready to do right here. I try to put myself in that state, and I also have we have ego states as well, or personalities, not DID, which is that's or it used to be multiple personality, which now it's dissociative, I think, identity disorder, um, dissociative identity um, disorder, which is the same thing as multiple personality (MPD). Um, they just renamed it, but each of us have ego states. A state that comes to our frontal cortex, stays within our mind, and runs the show in certain things. You got a different one for when you're driving your car, as opposed to when you're just kicked back watching YouTube, as opposed to when you're on your job and you're focused on things. Each one of those is a different ego state, and we normally use about 15 of them per day. Um, for the most part, most people have an average 100 to 150 different ego states. Some are known as vated states, the states that um, they're the ones that cause problems for us, you know, alcohol states, you know, or drugs, addiction states, and stuff like that, different things. And you want to keep your vated states, and there's usually a different state that will come forward and work to try to keep the vated state back so it doesn't become executive. Um, you know, you're driving in your car and you get, you know, there's people who are just being crazy for the day. You know, they never use turn signals. They cut you off. They've almost hit you. You know, they've slammed their brakes on in front of you for no reason, decide to make a quick turn without using the signal, almost hit you from behind, you know, whatever. And that triggers a different state. That triggers that usually either fear or anger. I get angry. I get mad. Um, One time, I guess years ago when I was younger, I probably would have been more into a fear state. But either way, that's an ego state that you go into. And you need to learn how to shift ego states from one to the other. Um, Maybe I'll work in some videos on that. But right now, all I want to do is a simple induction. I know I'm just rambling on here. I've already been going on for what, 14 minutes? Oh, I can't help it. I am an addict. I am addicted to hypnosis. I cannot help it. I can talk about it from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep every single night. I do it when I'm out running around with people. I'll do like confusion inductions just to mess with people, or especially what I love doing is finding people that are in pain. Um, I had severe issues myself. You know, I had severe Crohn's, and it tried to kill me multiple times. Medication gave me RA, so I've got RA in my hands, my knees, through my feet, my body. Um, and then I came up positive for colon cancer, but I beat all of that. And I would say it's kind of one of those things that when you put things into your mind and keep them in your mind over and over, that I'm going to heal, I'm going to heal. And even though they're saying, no, you're not, you're going to die, there's no way, you're not going to make it. If you decide not to listen to that and you listen to your own mind and you have your own understanding and belief that, no, my mind has the power to pull in all the right resources that it needs to help me. And a lot of this was going on. My son was 2 years old when it was happening, and they said, you're going to die. You have about 3 years. Um, anyway, I found ways around it. I done homework, done research. I found ways, used a lot of different things. But when you really look at it, what I've been doing was I've always done meditation. I've done it, my gosh, since I was, I don't know. I think the first time I remember meditating, I was 14 years old. And I remember at 6 years old being fascinated by, there was a show on TV when I was a little kid, people using the mind. I've always loved things about the mind and how you can use it to help people and stuff like that and help yourself. So anyway, I had programmed it into my mind so much that I I will be healed. I will come out of this. I will find some kind of miracle. And I was sure of it because I kept programming my mind. I go into a deep meditative state and all. And what I was doing was hypnosis. I go into a somnambulistic state. Well, anyway, long story short, I was curling up. I mean, I was in miserable pain. I truly was. And I was at the point of suicide multiple times. And using the methods that I knew. And I had been certified as a hypnotherapist many, many years before, but I never thought about it. Like I said, I've always been interested in mind. I went into doing other stuff instead of the hypnosis. Um, so anyway, it led me basically, led me to all the things that would help me. It led me to a diet change, um, even though it was through someone else. Um, your mind will just lead you into things. It'll guide things if you just tell it what to do. So it's quite fascinating. So anyway, long story short, I'm back up. I was working out again. I could show some pictures and this and that, whatever. I'm kind of been out of shape because I did rip a muscle and I've been down and out for, haven't went to the gym, worked out, done anything in about a year. I might have worked out 3 times in the last year. But, at my age, I'm not a spring chicken. um, a lot of things have changed, but it completely changed my life. And that's just simply because of belief system. Kind of like, faith healers and stuff will do the same thing. And what it is because they have the congregation of people that are around them into a hypnotic state, a belief system, to the point that they can put in a suggestion and the subconscious will use the resources that whatever you have and create a healing. It's just with hypnosis, we know exactly what we're doing, how to access the subconscious and make those things happen, to help people, whether it be for stop smoking, fears, anxieties, physical issues, or whatever. But yeah, my son had broke his arm here a couple months ago, and I used hypnosis with him, took pain out, and I think he took a couple Tylenol right at the beginning when it first happened, and I had forgotten because of the shock and everything going on. He just got hurt. That, hey, dummy, you're a hypnotist. Take his pain away. Oh, okay. And I run a little thing about 30 seconds, and boom, he is not taking anything. And he was fractured bad. They we got around after by going through a long process without him having to have surgery. He messed it up pretty good. Um, but yeah, he never had any pain whatsoever. Um, he had one time, I think, he was having pain, and I told him, okay, I talked him through the method. I showed him how to do it, and boom, it stopped. It was gone. And, it's just, it's nice to be able to help people. It truly is. I've been out in town um, helping people. We went to, I don't know if I can say the restaurant. I guess I can. We went to a Popeyes after one of um, his last meeting for uh, getting his arm checked. I cannot think right now. But anyway, we stopped at Popeyes, and the girl that served us, well, I had to go to the restroom. Well, they got the restrooms locked because it's not the greatest part of town where we stopped at, and apparently everybody knows they destroy the bathrooms. I don't comprehend what that's about, but that's craziness that people do. Anyway, we had went in there, and the girl came out, and she's hobbling and whatever, and having a hard time with her leg and her foot. And I ran in to use the bathroom, came out, and I said, "Hey, um, what's the matter with your foot?" And this and that and whatever. I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, if it's all right, you have to ask somebody. Would it be all right if I took the pain away? I'm a hypnotist and do hypnotherapy and stuff like that, and I can show you a quick little 30-minute trick or 30-second trick that'll remove your pain. And what's your pain level? You get your SUDS, which is subjective units of distress." Um, she told me where it was at and whatever, and I ran the little quick collar protocol on her really quick, and she was like, "Holy cow!" We were done eating. We were getting ready to leave, and by the time we left, she was out bopping around, running around. "Oh my God! I don't know what you did. You're magic." It's not me. It's you. All we are is the facilitator. We just explain to the mind, get the conscious filter out of the way, and tell the mind, "Hey, go do this." It does. You do it all as long as you allow yourself to do it. But with that method, it's really, really easy just because your mind uses colors and pictures, your right side of your mind anyway. And you can take pain away real quick. And I love doing that because I spent so many years in pain. I spent 10 years in screaming, crippling, freaking pain. And I know what it's like. So every time it's just hard for me when I see somebody that's in pain not to go up to them and say, "Hey, can I take your pain away?" You know, I'm a hypnotist. I do hypnotherapy, and I can show you a 30-second trick. And then I have a lot of people that reject me, and it's because of where I live. It's a highly, highly religious area. I'm in the South. I'm not from the South, but anyway, church or two or three on every corner. So anyway, a lot of people, and really I shouldn't put this out like this, because this is what I'm doing is I'm activating my RAS, reticular activating system, which means you buy a blue car, okay, you go out and you buy for instance, I got a blue Prius. You ever seen one? Haven't noticed it? All of a sudden you see them everywhere. That's your reticular activating system. It brings something into focus in your mind, and it notices everywhere where they've always been there. It's just you're noticing everything now. So anyway, that's the reason I shouldn't say this, but just say there's a lot of people in this area that um, think that hypnosis and is mind control and the devil and all this crazy stuff when, it's a tool. That's all it is. I mean, you can take a wrench and fix something with it or crack somebody in the head with it. Don't do that. That's assault. I think that's illegal. But still, it's a tool, and it's used on us every single day anyway, especially in the news, politicians, the media, period. But anyway, what I need to put my RAS on would be the people that are more accepting. So I went delivered to a chiropractor's office the other day, and I've had back problems and stuff when I was young, really, really bad. They told me about being in a wheelchair until by the time I was 30, and my back was a complete mess and this and that. And well, I didn't believe it. I made myself believe something else. And I'm headed for 60. No wheelchair, y'all. But again, me and him got to talking. He said, no, a lot of people are changing around here. And that's what I need to reinstall in my brain instead of hearing my own self say, well, and all the people I've talked to that have fear of something that they don't understand and don't recognize that we all go into hypnosis every single day. I mean, often up to 10 times a day. It's just a different state when you're driving your car, going home, and then you get there and you don't remember the trip. Yeah, that's because you were in a state of hypnosis. Your subconscious is doing the drive because you've trained it to do the driving. It was different when you were young and just starting to drive. You had to think about a whole lot. But then once you got the pattern down, you knew everything. Your subconscious does all the driving, so your mind can wander. That's a state of hypnosis. Anyway, I need to shut up. I've made this video very, very long, and I think I'll just go ahead and leave this up, label it something else, and my next video will be the induction for happy, feel good, good times. Set an anchor. This is also an anchor. You can do all kinds of anything really as an anchor, but we'll set some anchors to keep everybody feeling good and up, even when the world seems like it's falling apart. Just try to keep in a more positive ego state, and where we can put you in an ego state and you can trigger it that quick. It works. All right, this is what we're going to do. Can't leave on a negative note. Always have to leave with things feeling better. So we're going to set an awesome anchor. Now I'm going to do a quick little induction. Just kind of get you relaxed more than anything. And set an awesome anchor. Now what's an awesome anchor? An awesome anchor is something such as, if I can get the camera, okay. So these two fingers, your ring finger and your thumb, that you can use that and set it. So every time you fire it off, it causes your mind to recreate the happy state and with the feelings that come with it. So brings it to the executive. Now, anyway, that being said, it's because I'm sitting there touching it and immediately, boom, without even thinking about it, my mind shifts. Why? Because I set my awesome anchor. And if I do that, it fires it off. So I move from one state immediately to an up and happy state. So anyway, this is what we're going to do, any situation or whatever. And what we're actually going to do is I'm going to try like a little induction, and instead of, you can stack anchors. Okay, your awesome anchor, if you touch something, think while you're in that heightened state, But what we're going to work with is actually more than that. So anyway, let me shut up. Let's get to it. Deep breath. Just let yourself relax. Take 4 deep breaths in on the count of 4. Let out 8 seconds. And what we're doing here is simply just focusing on that breath and pushing out old air that we keep in our lungs. A shallow breath, a longer exhale as you focus on your breath. It begins to relax. Feeling more relaxed, just close your eyes now. And what I'd like you to do is just loosen up all the little muscles around your eyes and all around your eyelids. There's thousands of little muscles in there. Just completely relax those muscles and close your eyes and relax them down to feel your jaw kind of relaxes and unhinges. And while you're doing this, you might want to do like some people do and think about happy, joyous time in your life. Just something that really, really puts you on the top of the world. At that moment, life was perfect. You had the perfect confidence. You had the perfect feeling. There was love. There was happiness. There was everything. Just a super high feeling. We've all had those feelings in life, no matter what kind of life we've had. I want you to think about that and feel it. Just feel it. Now, in a moment, not right now, but in a moment, I just want you to relax. But I am going to put my hand in front of the camera. I'm going to ask you to open your eyes. And as my hand goes down in front of the camera, just simply close your eyes. Eyes open, close, and relax as you go deeper and deeper, twice as deep as you were before. Just relax and eyes open, eyes closed, and relax even deeper, 2 times deeper, 3 times deeper, maybe even 4. Just relax and eyes open, close, relax even more, twice as deep, twice as comfortable, twice as relaxing. Eyes open, close, even deeper, as if you have something warm and comfortable just wrapped around you, completely relaxed. Eyes open, close, even deeper. The deeper you go, the better you feel, and the better you feel, the deeper you go. And eyes open and sleep. Rest, relaxed, comfortable, sleep. You're not really asleep. You're actually awake. You're just hyper aware and you're unconscious. Mind knows this. And in this state, want you to think that happy thing that you brought with you from the beginning. Remember that feeling. Remember that wonderful feeling. I want you to feel again, right now, right now, right now. Up, feeling wonderful, feeling super. You are on top of the world. It is great. Don't you love moments like this? Now, on the count of three, we're going to come back to the surface. That I want you to hold that feeling because it feels so good. Who would want to let it go? There you go. That feels so good. Now, on the count of three, come back to the surface. And we're going to set your awesome anchor. And I want you to keep that feeling, that wonderful feeling that you're feeling right now on three. Just keep it because we're going to take it to coming up out of it an even higher level. You feel wonderful. You feel superb. You feel great. And one, wide awake and happy, and feel that feeling. Feel that feeling. What I want you to do right now while you're up, feeling that feeling that's so up and happy and joyous, I want you to set your anchor. Set your anchor. Hold it and look at it while you're in that state. When you're in that joyous, happy state, look at it and say, awesome. And feel it. Really feel it. Hold it for a few seconds and release it. Now, I want your subconscious to bring another happy moment because we can stack these on top of each other. So think of another moment in your life that was super joyous, just put you way up on another level of happy and feel good. Think of it. It could be anything you want. You got it? Yeah. Feel it. Be in that moment. Now, set your anchor. Stare at it. Focus on it. And say, awesome. All right. Let's do one more. We're going to stack three and watch what happens when you trigger it in the next few days. And you always keep adding to your anchor. Think of another thought, another time, right now. Something that made you laugh hilariously, something that feels good. Just feel that wonderful feeling inside. Look at your anchor. Awesome. And release it. Now you have an anchor set. Go ahead and test it over the next few days. I forget about mine, but now I'll go around and all of a sudden I'll hit it and immediately it will shift my state. And you can stack these over and over. Anytime you feel good, you feel wonderful, you're in an up, happy, feel good time. Set that into your anchor. Stack that onto your anchor. Stare at it. Say awesome. And stare at it for a few more seconds. Maybe up to 10. It's up to you. I think 10's about probably maximum. And release it. And you'll watch it fire off anytime you do that at any state. it will uplift you. So that's my gift to you. See me in the next video, and we're going to do a happy video. Have a good one.